Cheetah, master of silence and speed. There are creatures in nature that draw attention with their silence, and others that leave unforgettable marks with a single move. But only one can define both silence and speed. It is nature's masterpiece of engineering, the fastest land animal on Earth. It mesmerizes with its beauty, fascinates with its grace, and touches hearts with its solitude. Behold, the cheetah. In this documentary, we'll not only see how fast a cheetah is, but also explore why it's fast, how it lives, what it struggles with, and what role we play in this story. Scientific name, Acinonyx jubatus. Part of the feline family, yet one of its most unique members. It doesn't roar, it cannot fully retract its claws, and unlike other predators, it lives alone. Once, cheetahs roamed a vast region stretching from Asia to India, across the Arabian Peninsula and North Africa. Today, their presence in the wild is confined to small populations in eastern and southern Africa, and parts of Iran. Due to climate change, human activity, and habitat loss, this magnificent animal has been pushed into increasingly limited spaces. But it is still here, running, hunting, surviving. The cheetah's most famous trait, speed. But this speed isn't just talent, it's the product of a perfectly designed body. Here's why the cheetah is known as the speed machine. A flexible spine moves like a spring during a sprint. Rallied slender legs cover huge ground with each stride. Amassed nostrils allow maximum oxygen intake during runs. Amassed heart and lungs deliver energy explosively. Semi-retractable claws improve traction like cleats. Long tail acts as a rudder for balance and sharp turns. As a result of this setup, a cheetah can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 3 seconds. That's faster than most sports cars. But this speed has a limit. A cheetah can only maintain this pace for 20 to 30 seconds. After that, its body temperature reaches dangerous levels. So every chase, every attack is a one-shot effort. Either success or overheating and failure. To catch prey, speed alone isn't enough. Timing, awareness, and environment matter just as much. The cheetah first picks a target, usually a mid-sized, fast but defenseless animal like an impala, gazelle, or hare. It lowers its body as it approaches, creeping quietly within 70 to 100 meters of its target. And when the moment comes, an explosive sprint begins. But that sprint lasts only 20 to 30 seconds. The cheetah must reach the target within 200 meters, or risk overexertion and losing its prey. Even if the hunt is successful, the mission isn't over. Compared to larger predators, cheetahs are physically delicate. Lions, hyenas, even vultures can steal their hard-earned meal with ease. That's why cheetahs usually consume what they can quickly and abandon the rest. For them, every second counts. In this world, every moment has a price. Cheetahs have a unique social structure. Females live completely alone. They hunt alone, give birth alone, raise their cubs alone. Males, however, often stay with their brothers. These small male groups, called coalitions, can remain together for life. This bond offers them advantages, especially in defending territory and increasing mating success. Their communication is also different. Cheetahs don't roar like lions. Their vocal cords are structured differently. Instead, they use chirps, purrs, meows, soft growls. These sounds are especially important between mother and cub. A cub can recognize danger, safety, or instruction from its mother's tone. Interestingly, genetically, the cheetah is more closely related to the house cat than to lions. Its body language, vocal behavior, and social habits reflect this. Cheetahs are solitary warriors, but also sensitive creatures who speak their own language. Being a mother in the wild is hard, but being a cheetah mother is even harder. After mating, a female cheetah undergoes a 90 to 95-day pregnancy. She usually gives birth to 3 to 5 cubs, though sometimes it can be as many as 6. At birth, cubs are blind, completely defenseless, totally dependent on their mother in the first 2 weeks. The mother frequently moves them. Staying in one place too long leaves scent trails, which can attract predators like hyenas. To protect them, the mother may walk kilometers each day. When hunting, she must leave them hidden, exposing them to risk. In the early months, mortality is very high. In some regions, up to 80% of cubs don't survive. But those who do survive grow thanks to their mother's patience. By 6 months, they begin to follow her. By 1 year, they imitate her hunts, learning through play and trial. Around 16 to 18 months, they leave the den. Females go off on their own, while males often stay together. For the mother, this marks the end of a chapter, a brief pause before the cycle begins again. Today, the greatest threat to cheetahs is not lions, not hyenas, it's humans. Their habitat is rapidly shrinking. Agriculture, livestock, road construction, mining, deforestation. The savanna is no longer solely theirs, and cheetahs by nature avoid conflict. They cannot confront humans head-on, so they retreat and disappear. Worse, their genetic diversity is critically low. Modern cheetahs are the result of an ancient bottleneck, making them more vulnerable to disease, infertility, and environmental changes. Illegal hunting and cub trafficking make things even worse. If this trend doesn't change, the cheetah could vanish from the wild. But every darkness holds a spark of hope, and for the cheetah, that spark may once again be kindled by human hands. Across Africa, protection programs are underway. Special conservation zones in Kenya and Namibia, collaboration with local communities, incentives, breeding programs to restore genetic diversity. Some cubs are successfully returned to the wild. In some areas, cheetah populations have stabilized. But unless this effort is collective, it won't be enough. To protect the cheetah is to protect not just a species, but the balance of nature and the future that depends on it. Cheetahs are not just speed, they are elegance, harmony, survival and silence. To protect them is to honor our shared existence. Remember, there is no other creature on Earth that can take the place of the cheetah. Today's speed machine is actually the final chapter in a story millions of years in the making. Cheetahs trace their origins back 4 to 5 million years. They first appeared in Africa, then spread into Asia and Europe. Fossils show cheetah-like species once roamed India, China, even North America. But over time, global climate shifts, ecological pressure, and competition wiped out most of these populations. Today, only one species remains, Acinonyx jubatus. Even this survivor endured a severe population crash about 10,000 years ago, leaving today's cheetahs with extremely low genetic variation. Evolution shaped them into perfect sprinters, but such specialization came at a cost. They're fragile in other ways. In nature, speed alone isn't enough. Adaptability and resilience are just as vital. The cheetah isn't just a predator, it's a vital part of ecological balance. Every species plays a role, and the cheetah's role is to cull the weak. The sick impala, the injured gazelle, these are the usual targets, and removing them strengthens the herd. Cheetahs are also unique in their daytime activity, reducing competition with nocturnal hunters. This balances energy use in nature. Without cheetahs, mid-level herbivore populations surge, devouring vegetation, degrading soil, and triggering a chain reaction through the ecosystem. Losing the cheetah means shaking the entire web of life. Humans and cheetahs share a long symbolic history. In ancient Egypt, royal families kept cheetahs as pets. Wall carvings depict pharaohs walking alongside them, symbols of nobility and grace. During India's Mughal Empire, cheetahs were trained in royal courts for hunting, nicknamed silent arrows. Even today, the cheetah is a universal symbol of speed. Sports car commercials, Dammer and Field logos, college mascots, fashion and branding. But appreciating their image isn't enough. We must ensure they survive. This admiration must serve not just the past, but the future too. A cheetah's day is centered around energy conservation. They're active during dawn and dusk. At peak heat, they rest in shade. They spend over 70% of the day resting. But don't be fooled. Every calm moment is preparation for the next sprint. Cheetahs don't need to drink water often. They extract moisture from their prey. Despite their solitary nature, cheetahs do play, especially young cubs, chasing, hiding, pouncing. These are the roots of future hunting skills. They are solitary yet observant, silent yet alert, and every step they take is balanced and intentional within nature's rhythm. The future of the cheetah is shaped not only by nature but also by technology. Today, in many parts of the world, scientists are using advanced technologies to better understand the lives of cheetahs. The daily movements of the cheetahs are monitored with satellite tracking devices. Their health status and reproductive potential are determined through genetic analyses. Population density can be monitored instantly with artificial intelligence-supported camera traps. All these developments offer a great opportunity to save not only the current state of the cheetah, but also its future. In addition, educational activities play a very important role. Raising awareness in local communities is at least as effective as physical measures in protecting the cheetah. Remember, technology can be a tool not only for humans, but also for nature. And if this tool is used correctly, the cheetah's race may never end. Being fast can't be explained by having strong muscles alone. A cheetah acts like a radar in nature. The sense of sight is one of the most developed features of the cheetah. Since cheetahs are active during the day, their eyes are extremely sensitive to light. They can clearly spot their prey from long distances. Those characteristic black lines under their eyes reflect sunlight, reducing glare, just like athletes under eye patches. This makes it easier for them to focus on their target. Their sense of hearing is also very sharp. They can move their ears independently and distinguish even the slightest sounds around them. This feature is vital both in detecting prey and in detecting potential threats. Their sense of smell is lower than that of house cats. However, this doesn't mean they are inadequate. Cheetahs communicate with pheromones, especially during their breeding season. Males can track scent marks left by females from miles away. When all these senses come together, what emerges is a hunter who can not only run, but also analyze his surroundings perfectly. The cheetah is the most graceful, most careful, and fastest. Perhaps the story of the slat is actually our story. On this planet we live together, there is an invisible connection between its breath and ours. The slat is not just a species, it is like a work of art presented to us by nature. Think, a living being evolves for millions of years. It becomes perfect down to the smallest detail, and we are on the verge of destroying it in a few decades. But there is still time. The balance can still be restored. What was broken by human hands can be repaired by human hands again. Keeping the slats alive is not just to see them, it is to fulfill the responsibility within ourselves. Because nature seems to forget, but in fact it remembers everything. If we take ownership of this story today, tomorrow our grandchildren can also find peace in the shade of the slat.